Why do you have to put me on your hotspot? I'm
I
not
just
your
on your
guest. I'm
hotspot.
your co-host.
Anyway, guys, welcome to the FirstBank Fintech Podcast. This is the show where we get to meet with intelligent minds, brilliant people and pioneers of the financial technology space in Nigeria. I'm your host, Fisayo Fusudo, and I'm joined by the super amazing host, Tomike.
I like the super amazing host.
Yes.
By the way. It sounds really
It's the
sweet.
super amazing
It's
host.
the super amazing Tomike Adeoye. Hello. And of course, we are joined. I'm going to use super amazing for you as well, Joshua. We're joined by the super amazing co-founder and CMO, PiggyVest, Joshua Chiboise. Hi, Joshua. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. This color coordination with Fisayo, was it planned?
It's the tech bro vibe,
Yes,
sorry.
it is.
Okay.
It's the-
So I'm
it's
not
the
a
tech
Texas.
It would appear so.
Okay, so let's start with Joshua as
Okay.
an individual. You
Okay.
seem like a very lively person. What is
Well, yeah, sometimes I try to have fun.
So today you have made up your mind that you're going to have fun with us on
Of course,
our
of course.
show.
Of course,
Oh,
of
great.
course.
I like
Yeah,
that.
it's chill, yeah.
What was growing up like for Joshua?
I was always indoors. My dad would always say, just read your books.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I used to hide to play football in the house. And then when my dad is coming home, we would all run inside and act like we're playing football. Yeah, I used to be a game addict. So I used to play a lot of PS2, PS1 that year. Yeah, I was very good at it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in fact, in my university, people used to bet, literally use me to bet, and I would win money for them. Yeah.
Wow.
I was that good.
You were that good?
Yeah, until
So-
I stopped playing, and
Why did you stop playing though?
School.
PiggyVest?
No, not PiggyVest.
That was
This
just-
is like 2009. Yeah, my second year in school. So about 2010, then when I went for my IT and came back, I think that's when my life changed. I started taking life more seriously.
Oh, wow. Was that when the dream came?
That's when everything started,
Wow.
pretty much.
yeah, I
What did you
heard
study,
it
by the
started
way?
from a tweet though. Is it,
The tweet is 5 years later.
Oh.
yeah,
What did you study?
computer science.
Oh,
Yeah. So the founding team, we all went to Covenant University, and I went for my IT in 300 level, and then I came back, and my final year project is pretty much what's brought us together.
wow.
I was supposed to automate an entire department for the company I worked for, which is Total Nigeria PLC at the time. So that's pretty much what started this whole thing. So we started building applications and softwares for companies and a whole bunch of things, and until we launched PiggyVest
So
5
why,
years later.
why PiggyVest though? Why did you decide to launch that type of application?
Well, we saw the opportunity, But yeah, I mean, it was from a tweet, like everyone knows, really. December 31st, 2015, there was something trending on Twitter where someone broke a box. She had saved 365,000 from putting aside 1K in a box every day. I mean, that's so hard. I mean, we saw it and we decided to digitize the process of putting that. So it was a simple solution. We would help you automatically remove money from your account every day, every week, or every month, and we'll give it back to you after 3 months. That was it.
and then they get interest.
And then get interest.
But by the way, I feel like your university will be bargaining with you guys now. Like
Before.
did you guys know? Do you know their
Like-
products of CU?
No. I think PiggyVest is one of the very, very interesting applications I've come across. Me, I have a personal story with PiggyVest. Like,
Tell us about it.
so, okay. Well,
Was it from a tweet as well?
no, I wish. but like last year, I had my sort of like financial inclination or like enlightenment in a way. I started reading more, personal finance stuff, and I actually used PiggyVest to save a lot. It was. Am I supposed to mention the number?
Was big deal. Nobody's outside.
It was a lot of money. It was significant enough for me to, I was putting like 70% of every single thing I made, up to 70%, any spare money I saw, I just, put it
Wow.
in the safe lock. What he mentioned about, that colo thing where the lady was putting like 1,000 naira, it was like the safe lock. It was, putting money there, locking it, and not being able to access it until a period of time and getting interest on that. So is a very, very interesting
Because if you think
solution.
about it, it's a service we're selling.
Yeah.
We're not trying to be a bank. We're selling discipline and accountability with your money. Banks have existed for a very long time, but somehow people still feel the need to have a colo under their bed or an Ajo saving somewhere. Or, I don't know, something. They just want to put money somewhere else.
Yeah,
You know, that's
life
just it.
happens.
Because life happens,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we're just there to just fill that gap. It's just, this is one place you can keep money and feel safe about it, and your money can keep growing.
And that safety is very important because as you were speaking, I remember the stories of colos that were disappearing literally. There
Or
was
the
a time
ones
that we
that
had,
rats we eat. Even. Like,
or you break open and then you find dust inside. The money has turned to something else. So,
Or the colos that are using jazz.
but how secure is it though?
Extremely, extremely. I mean, it's been 5 years and almost 3 million customers, and yeah.
Bragging
Sibi
rights. The way you said
just
it
said
with so
it.
much pride. But if
million.
it's you too,
It dropped.
how would you say it?
yes.
That's a whole lot.
It is very great. It's very great. So apart from all that, like what would you say, or how would you describe the problem that PiggyVest and you are trying to solve?
Okay. So we realized very quickly that we're in a fund managing business, right? And it was very, very important for us we're first the customers of the product, right? And we're solving the problems that we had experienced personally. So I think, that the fact that we are solving most of the problems we face makes it very easy for us to,
And relatable.
do you understand, right? So the problem really is a lot of people today don't have the discipline to save. Everyone here is, you need to save, you need to do this, you need to do that. But then people just don't know how to do it or how to go about it or how to stay disciplined. That is why people do Ajo. Ajo really is all of us who are doing it together and we're going to drop it every single month, right? That's just what it is. So this gives you that personal discipline to say, okay, you've committed to saving, let's say, 5 million naira at the end of the year, and you have a variety of products that can help you achieve that. If you're using SafeLock, you can't touch the money no matter what, right? So for us, what we're really selling, the problem is the lack of discipline. Also, a lot of people even run into the issue of oversaving. Right? I like to talk about that a lot, right? Because you find out that you don't even know what you're doing. So you earn money and then you throw everything into your savings, and then you start dipping into it just before the month is over, because you don't understand what you're supposed to be saving per time, right? So there's a lot of planning that we do. So basically, PiggyVest helps you plan better, right? Just so that you're not stuck.
You said it's mostly because you don't understand what you're supposed. So tell me, what am I supposed to? How am I supposed to save?
So
what am I supposed to save?
Again, people fall into that temptation because they're out of fear, right? You just don't want to run out of money ever in your life.
You don't want to be broke.
You don't want to be broke. So once you just get the money, you just throw everything in. But it takes you have to sit back and try to understand what your expenses are like every single month, and make sure that you have money you have already catered to for your expenses. Then you can save what you have left. But you can also control yourself to say, okay, now that I've collected my salary, I will start by saving 10%, right? Get good at saving 10% every month before you start saving 15% or 20%, right? And then the most important hack is try and make more money.
Actually, you want more money, make more money.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing is actually knowing what to save and saving, because you see these things on Twitter these days that says once you step out of your gate, 50k is gone.
Exactly.
Once you step out of your gate, 100,
Right.
100k is gone.
True.
It just seems like something keeps pulling money from your pocket.
Very, very correct.
And I feel like
especially in Lagos.
Yeah, I agree. So I feel like once the platform is there, like your platform, it's very easy to save, and you help us save literally. But speaking of some of the other problems that you're trying to solve, because I know you always introduce new programs every now and then. Why is that so? Is that because you're trying to evolve, or you're discovering more problems and you're like, we need to help people solve these problems?
Okay. Put me in a tight spot. But yeah. So again, with our product, we're in the personal finance business. There's savings, there's investments, there's spending, there's even rent. Yes, everything makes up personal finance. And to be able to help the average person live better, plan better, save better, invest better, you need to find ways to touch on all those other things. So for instance, if we're able to understand how you spend, we can help you save. I'll give you a small example. For instance, if we know that you spend an average of 100K on Cold Stone every month.
That's too much.
But it's possible.
Okay.
It's actually possible.
Somebody spends 100K on Cold Stone.
Okay,
Do you know how many people there are in their families?
Maybe families. Okay, let's calm down.
Okay.
Let's say you spend 20K on
an ice cream every month.
Right? So we're looking at a future where you're able to set some certain instructions where if I spend X amount on this, automatically save me 2,000 naira or 3,000 naira. But we need that data. It's why we have to touch on some of these other things so that we can have access. Yeah.
So what would you say the major milestones for your company for PiggyVest has been over the years? And like, how would you say, how was it, how did you feel and how did you guys get to that point?
Well, so for me, it's very, very personal for me, right? Blood, sweat, and tears for 5 years without doing any major form of marketing.
True. Actually.
We had to literally do all we could with the product and leveraging word of mouth as our only marketing, as one of our only marketing channels, right? So achieving about 3 million users in this time.
Can I just say I like how he says 3 million users? Sorry, please go on.
Yeah, in this time. And not just that, having users that actually love the product. You see it in their tweets. You see it in their comments. Even when they see a PiggyVest ad on TV, there is the excitement that comes with it. You're like, oh, it's so cute. So I've seen comments. I've seen a lot of things that just makes me feel like, okay, I think we've been able to do a lot with the brand in this time frame, and it's not just enough to have customers. I think it's very important that your customers love what you do. So it's in every aspect of the company, the people running it, our mode of communication, the product itself, the brand, every single thing ties in. So we're always very deliberate about every single aspect of the company.
Thank you for sharing your story. I mean, even aside fintech, I've learned a lot from your story. So thank you for being very honest with us. I'm sure you have been very honest with us.
Yeah,
thank you for that. But speaking of regulation, what's it been like for your company?
Well, we're friends with the regulators.
I like that.
we're always in talks with them. They know us and we know them. So,
how has it fared with the constant changes, though?
Thankfully, it doesn't affect us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because we're not doing anything that is. So if you look at our business, right? If you look at the economy or what this government is really trying to do, they're mainly advocating for the naira, right, and everything. So we try as much as possible to just stay on our lane. I try to do too much. Yeah. So we're really focused on that, and we try not to overdo it, and we're always, in constant talks with them. So it's pretty chill with us there. So some of the things they're bringing up doesn't really affect us at all.
So can I just go back to the 3 million users again? I'm sorry.
Right.
But that's it. That's a lot. It's a huge milestone. And with the fact that Nigeria is not super financially included, if you look at the grand scheme of things, I don't know how the numbers are, but there's a number of Nigerians that have bank accounts, and there's a number of Nigerians that are banked, and they are not up to a significant number of percentage of the whole population. How are you looking at open banking and financial inclusion maybe in the next 5 years for Nigeria?
So I think there's a lot that can be done. We're just barely scratching the surface. We have about 3 million registered users, not actual users, right? So there's still a lot of conversion that needs to go into all of the inactive users, right? But we have a significant chunk of them who are active. But aside from that, there is a lot of education that needs to still happen to people, on the streets, everywhere. People know about the product. People just don't see the need for it, or they just don't want to trust it. They rather trust, the bank who has branches, but I'd say life has moved on from all of that right now, especially with the whole COVID thing that happened. So even banks are trying to shut down branches, right? So there's a lot of trust that still needs to be built by digital companies offering digital solutions. That needs to happen. That would then expand the market. But for right now, everyone is just doing the best they can. And the more people get into the space, the easier it is, for us to continue to grow. I see a lot of funding announcements, OPA raising this. I think it's great for the ecosystem in general, because what happens is everyone is spending money to enlighten the market. So me, if I come with my product and my product is good, it'll be easier for me to sell.
Does it sometimes feel like maybe the fintech space in Nigeria is in a bubble, maybe?
Hey.
No, as I'm just asking because it seems like there's so many. Maybe I won't say it is maybe for the vain reason of it.
There's something about the rate of growth of a company that matters in the grand scheme of things. If a company is able to grow very quickly and very fast, there's something to be said about that company, and it actually affects the valuation of that company, no matter what. You can be very, very big, but if your company does not have the potential to continue to grow, your valuation could get stuck.
So both potential and current.
Yes, it is extremely key.
Okay.
Right.
And taking you back to education on a final note, you said there's still a lot of education to be done. Now we have this platform right now.
Okay.
And you're right here.
Okay.
Ready to educate us. So
you people have the education. You know what
No, you can't change the previous statement that you made.
Okay, give me a problem.
No, you're going to give me the problem and you're going to educate me. Because it's a situation of you don't even know that you have problems.
Okay.
So for people watching or listening to us right now, what are some of the things that you would like to educate us about when it comes to, the fintech space?
So it's a very interesting space, and I feel like people should be patient with the fintech players.
Patient in what sense? Where's my money? I need my money. Well, I need my money.
I mean, I get it. There are some people,
What are you doing with my money? That's even a good question. What's going on with my money when I leave it with you?
When you are able to automate effectively, you're able to save some costs. Sure. And it's very easy for you to pass those on to your customers as benefits. So that's pretty much what it's about. We're able to automate and we're able to grow very quickly. Right? So it's a volume game.
That's where the interest comes from.
Yes.
There's nothing else that's going on with my money. So any other education you like to do before we let you go?
Well, about the fintech space, it's just starting.
But it has really grown fast.
Yes. There's
Is it because we have a lot of young guys there? Fresh blood, fresh brain,
Well,
Look at PiggyVest, for example. Young guys. Look at you.
I mean, I was just 28 this year.
You are a small boy.
Very, very tiny.
I mean, compared to the 60s and 70s, is that why it's evolving quickly?
I would say, technology is moving at a very, very rapid pace. And it just seems as if young people understand it very quickly.
Sure.
Even the much older people want to try out, technologically advanced things. So they want to just see what's in it. When WhatsApp has now become very mainstream. When it came out, it was like, what is this thing? Instagram has now become mainstream. When it came out, it's like, what is this thing? Yeah. But people are starting to understand the benefits. You're seeing even moms who are setting up businesses, making millions just by sitting at home on their Instagram pages. So there's a lot happening very quickly. And even older people are starting to adopt new technology very, very quickly. So again, younger people will adopt it faster. That's why it feels like, oh, okay, we know how to get the word out very quickly. We know what to do, all those things. But there's a lot to come, and we're just scratching the surface. Already, our entire banking system here in Nigeria is extremely good, compared to other countries. One thing we've been able to get right is the fact that you can transfer money to someone and the person gets it
immediately.
Yeah.
That's
Trust
something
me,
else.
a lot of people don't understand how important that is. Other countries don't have it that easy, and you'll be wondering why.
I read about that
Exactly.
before. Yeah.
So there's
with
a whole lot.
NIBS and all those guys.
Exactly. There's a whole lot that has gone into the infrastructure, and everybody, the banks, the regulators, they're doing their very best to protect and to even improve the efficiency of this banking system. So I would say everyone should give everyone the benefit of doubt. Like, just allow for some room. We might not all be perfect right now. There might be some lapses here and there. You withdraw your money, you will not get it instantly. It's okay. But just always, as long as the company is communicating, it's good customer service. Because I say fintech is really a lot of legal product and a lot of customer service. You will apologize to your customer.
Definitely.
Because as much as you want to build things, you still have to rely on what exists. And sometimes it's not 100% uptime.
Yeah.
And customers are affected. So you can imagine someone is at the market, withdrew money, and has not gotten it, and just really needs to buy that fish. And the reason that they are not getting that money is because there's just one lag somewhere, maybe with a payment processor or something that always happens. But as the fintech providing that service to the end user, you are like stuck.
Yeah.
And you only have to just apologize. We're sorry. We've processed your payment and we're sure it will get to you very shortly. Please give us some time. All those kind of things you have to yarn. But I'll say, it's been improving. There's a lot of progress that's been made. Very, very, very significant progress from when we started. So I said, it's just the beginning. There's a lot to come.
I really appreciate your point of view, because one thing it has made me see today is that we actually need to appreciate you guys. You guys are doing so well.
Yeah.
I mean, coming out of Nigeria,
Yeah.
you guys are doing so well, and we are so proud of you. And I think we'll try to be more patient. We need that money ASAP, but then let's look at the things going on behind the scenes as well.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and also it's also up to us to try to explain the things that go on in the back end of things. So I've seen a lot of podcasts with payment processors talking about the back end office and what really happens there. So, people like you can take advantage of that, talk about what really happens behind the scenes. That's good content for people to learn about. Yeah, so.
Thank you so much, Joshua. We're excited to have had you today.
Thank you.
Thank you for speaking fintech and educating us.
Yeah, I learned so much.
I did learn a lot as well. I feel like next time I walk into a bank, I'll be more patient. I'm like, okay, no problem. I understand. Joshua said so. Well, thank you so much for joining us on today's episode. We look forward to seeing you on our next episode.
Yeah, this has been the FirstBank Fintech Podcast. And, just check the links below for all the other episodes and anything else you need.
Bye.